Blessed be everybody. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Black Magic Talk. I have my co-host over here. It is Matt Collins. I hope everyone enjoyed last week's episode. I was so happy to have Sonia on, and I cannot wait to have her on again. But this week we are going to talk about everything statues. Who has the most and who's got the coolest, I guess. No, this is no contest, but it's just our way of showing, our collection over the years. And some of these that I have are very, very old. Some are very, very new. So since you have the least, Matt, why don't you go ahead and show me yours? Tell me, basically tell the audience who it is, where you got it, when you got it, and just kind of go from there.
Sure. Evening, everybody. So I got this when I was about 19 at Lady of the Lake in Temecula. And this is the Akkadian, although commonly called Greek god Pan, who stands for the 5 elements of mineral, earth, whatever the other ones are, spirit, something.
Spirit, yeah. Fire.
Little naughty, known for chasing wood nymphs and whatnot, but very
But he was like
musical
the
and
keeper of the forest, right? He was more like a
absolutely. And
yes.
a lot of myths get perverted from other cultures and whatnot, so you never know what bit of that is
Well, they
misinterpreted,
also
if not
bastardized him and kind of made him like a Satanist creature or like an evil
exactly
creature
right, which
when
is
he wasn't.
definitely
Yeah.
no, very much. I mean, the word pandemonium supposedly comes from Pan, but at what point I'm not sure actually. But it's cool. It's got hard to show exactly how. It's got
Oh,
little sleeping, like I think it's a bear right there, and some
oh,
mushrooms and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, and I got this at Lady of the Lake, which is a really cool store in Temecula, California. Um,
nice.
when I was about 19, and so that's been next to me for a long time. And yeah, Pan's very musical and
Yeah,
I would say
he plays
hypnotic.
the
The,
what the heck they call that?
yeah,
The
the reeds
harmonica?
or
No, the
some
flute.
sort of
Something
yeah
flute.
flute or something.
Yeah,
Or Pan's Pipes is a very
pan
popular name
pipes.
for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, uh, what does the statue do for you or your household?
Oh, I think gives me a strong connection to nature and protective feeling. Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
that pandemonium is part of life. Not all life is peach and creams in the forest or in the concrete jungle. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, I'm a big
And
um,
why did you want to buy him? What made you want to bring him into your home?
just called to me. Just stood out to me. Yeah, I wasn't. I had learned Greek and Egyptian culture in 6th grade history class from Mrs. Cahill. Thank you, Miss Cahill. And that really did change my life a lot because I didn't know about mythology, being raised a Christian and everything. And so that was my first exposure to paganism or whatnot. And I've always loved animals. I've always really loved nature. So yeah, just as soon as I saw it, I was just like, whoa, I have to have that. I don't know why, but it's just this god of the wild. It just, yeah, it just spoke to me. And
Okay. So let's do your next one. You said it's not really a statue, but I mean, I
yeah,
think it is. So go ahead and show your next one.
yeah. So this is the Green Man, which was very popular, like in, um, I guess, like Brittonic or Brythonic. I'm not sure how to say that culture.
Hmm.
And again, another representative of nature. I wish that was a mask. As a matter of fact, that would be a cool mask.
Oh, that would be so
But,
cool.
but I got that one at I think that was the San Diego State Fair, and yeah, it just
Ooh.
called out to me again. I mean, I guess I'm naturey guy, so but
And so why did you want to bring it to your home? Because it kind of was like nature based,
Absolutely.
promoted
Yep.
nature and peace. I feel very
Yeah.
peaceful when you hold that up. Like I felt like a
Yeah.
very calming sense. Okay, and your next one?
Yep. And then I've got some couple hagstones, which yeah, you can see through it if I hold it at the right angle. Yeah, there you go. And those are made by rivers. Sometimes they're called a hagstone or an Odin stone. And I got this from another YouTuber friend, Heathen Coalition, and I love this. This is from Texas, and I actually got two from her. So this is the other one. And this one's probably going to be harder to get the hole, but there's a hole through there, but it's kind of hard to show. And yeah, I've got some meteors too, some meteorites that my other friend Linda sent me from Texas, which are just
Nice.
hanging out on my desk. But yeah, pretty much just the stand pan statue.
Now
Um,
I from those what'd you call them, hagstones?
mhm.
I also felt very peaceful, serene. I could see a babbling brook almost. Like in
Yeah.
my mind's eye, I could just kind of see that. Um and as you said, it came from nature, so it's very nature based, but that's the scene that was going on in my brain when you held them up. Very
Oh, and
serene, very peaceful.
supposedly, if you look through the hole, it's supposed to show you. It's supposed to be associated with the Fae. So I,
Ooh.
yeah, once I heard that, I was like, oh, that's cool. So I will actually use that and
Mhm.
do some candle meditation and stare through that. And I found it to be very interesting.
Okay. Tell us what you saw. Did you see the Fae?
No, not through that means, but
Maybe through your mind's eye, just like I did a few moments ago?
I even like can hear water when and is that just because you associate it, make the mental association, but it is very, very relaxing. I'll hold them if I'm at a meeting or something. I'll hold them both and just feel a
Almost
lot
like they're
calm.
worry stones and just kind of, touch them with your fingers and all that
Absolutely,
worry just kind of, evaporates.
yeah. It's just kind of
Very
like
interesting.
grounding without having to be in nature. You bring nature into your house.
I should definitely do that. Yeah, I definitely need to go out and grab some dirt or something and just feel the dirt in my hands and just kind
Yeah,
of, because I think so many of us, because we are in the concrete jungle, have forgotten about nature. And so we forget that sometimes we can just go out and just touch the soil, even with our bare feet, and just kind of ground ourselves.
yeah, and it's just
Especially with everything going hectic around the world. I think people need to stop and realize that, it's time for us to just kind of cultivate around nature and just kind of feel nature again and be one with the earth.
yeah, and grounding
So
is such
very
a
interesting.
natural medicine.
Yes, yes. So is meditation. And it's something
Definitely.
I think people who are on the go all the time have more problems meditating and slowing down.
Yeah,
But there are so many meditation excuse me, meditation techniques that people can follow. I mean, you can go on YouTube or Rumble if you want to, depending on your preferred social media thing. And you can look up all kinds of meditation techniques and stuff that are available to us. So if you are one of those people that has problems with meditation, don't give up on it. Just we'll find out what's ever easiest for you. I found that if I just concentrate on my breathing, so in and out from my belly, that makes it easier for me, that I can remember, oh, okay, I'm going to meditate now. Now it's time to slow down and forget about what I did today at work or what I didn't do today at work. Um okay, so oh boy, where to start? Now this one, she's kind of scantily clad, but I'm going to like
ooh,
put my hand over the important part of her. But this is my statue of Aphrodite. My hand is over the exposed part. Um, and some of her doves fell off. That's because when we moved, they kind of fell off.
oh,
I
They
got her
flew
from
away.
they flew away, yeah, and I think my dad glued some of them back on, but I don't think he glued all of them back on. Um,
That's
he
lovely.
he super glued it. If you can't, if you can't duck it, glue it, right? Um, so this one I got off of Amazon. Aphrodite was the first goddess I called to because I had learned Greek mythology also in seventh grade. Um, but I also sort of had a head start because I would watch Xena and Hercules. And yeah, I know that wasn't based on reality or what the myths were, but she was the first goddess I called to. Oh no. Oh no. I just took off one of the doves by accident. Oh, that happens. I'm sorry, Aphrodite. I'm gonna put her over here so she doesn't fall down. Okay, so anyway, um, Aphrodite, I felt very close to her because at even at in seventh grade, I was sort of looking for my soulmate, and kudos knows why I was looking for them at that young of an age, but it just seemed to like that was my venture in life. Like I think that's what my lesson is. This life or this universe, not universe, but this
Incarnation.
yeah, like this incarnation or this time frame or dimension is what I was looking for. So in this dimension, because if you believe in the quantum physics theory of string theory, there are many dimensions. So everything that we know in this dimension could be you and I may never met. You and I, or me and Angel would have never met. Okay. I would have never met some of my exes, or I would have never had my son. I would have been with my soulmate instead. So I think one of the things in this dimension that I needed to learn was to find my soulmate at a young age. And Aphrodite kind of helped me towards that. So when I started getting into Wicca, her and I had such a connection that I literally, because I felt very close to her, like I could trust in her. And she made me feel comfortable that I'm with him when right at his home and I'm here. But I mean, we are connected. So we've met up in this dimension and we are connected now. I forgot. I need to plug in my computer. I'm so sorry. Just a second. I totally forgot to plug in my computer. Okay. Now that we've got that.
Yeah, I too loved
So
Xena and Hercules. Those were good shows.
yeah, see, I wanted to be Xena. It's
I
so
can't blame you.
crazy that, but she was so strong, and um, she fought against. She was evil, so she know where that was coming from, and then she was also fighting for good. She was trying to do good deeds and repent for what she had done when she was evil. So, and I sort of lived. I wanted to do her kicks and stuff and all her flips and stuff. Um, but that's what they call Hollywood stunts. So don't try it at home, kids. Um, I got this, I'd say, probably about 2013, 2014. That's how old it is. And like I said, I got it from Amazon, um, because it was, something I felt I needed to have. When I brought her into my home, I felt even more connected to her. And because I brought the statue into my home, I ended up with my soulmate. And, here we are. Um, so because I have brought her into my home and she's blessed my home with love and also with beauty, because she was the goddess of love and beauty, I believe she's also graced my home with, compassion and everything that goes with that. So it's not just romantic love that she's blessed us with, but also family love, the love of children, as I have a son. Um, so, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think she's really helped me. Um, excuse me. So on to the next. I kind of got this statue. This is kind of just Gaia, Mother Earth. Um, it was like a symbolism of Earth. I don't know if you can see that. So like this is the, unity, and then this is like Mother Earth in her like womb or stomach here. And I got this again off of Amazon. I'd say probably 20, I think it was before I met my ex, so probably 2013. A lot of these came into my house. And again, I did it because I bought it because I wanted to symbolize the Wiccanism or Wicca that I was doing. And it's blessed my home with warmth and nature, love of nature, and the community of just communing with the earth and nature. And it's also it says right here, made in Canada. They made it in Canada. I was just looking at that. But it's to symbolize basically earthbound, homebound stuff to bless the home, but also have that earth-based bound reflections. And it's just like a symbol of Mother Earth. So, if you want to protect it, have it in your homes. That's what I've always said to everybody. Um, this one, this is a recent purchase, and it's because, and I talked about this one, um, because her reputation does not do her justice. It's actually injustice for her. I feel like she's very misunderstood. And that's because this is Kali Ma from the Indian uh, myths or Indian legends. She's depicted standing over her husband and also brother, and this is Shiva. So Shiva was her brother and also her husband, and she is basically was the protector of illusions, but she also was like Hades. She was the protector of the underworld. Um, I can remember far back as being a kid and watching, of course, Hollywood, and Hollywood's going to always put certain things down. Just like they have Hades is a bad guy in the Disney version of Hercules. Hades in Hercules: The Legendary Journeys wasn't much of a bad guy. He just was misunderstood. Same with Kali. She is depicted in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom as a bad goddess, an evil goddess, and that I've never felt evil or anything other than love from her, and that she was just misunderstood. She likes to kind of stay in the shadows and kind of she's very curious. When I feel her in the house, very curious, wants to know what humans are doing. Um, you know, um, when I brought this into my house, I felt like uh I was at peace with not only myself, but with her, that she wasn't going to hurt me or hurt my family. And like I said, that's the stuff you see in Hollywood. You have to remember that Hollywood is going to demonize a lot of things. So, like voodoo, which I would love to learn. I would love to learn voodoo and hoodoo. But Kali, so I got this I'm pretty sure I got it in 2021. Yeah. No, 2022. So I got this in 2022. And like I said, Kali, if you want to look at the back, she has very, very long, beautiful hair. Um, Again, very misunderstood. I think a lot of Hollywood producers would, and even I remember an episode of Hercules where they demonized Kali, where Hercules went over to India and they demonized Kali. So she's very, I wouldn't say mischievous. She's not like Loki. She's more like very curious and very misunderstood. And she has to get to know you to feel that personal connection. Um, I say it was years before she trusted me enough to let me have a representation of her. So that's why I waited so long to get a statue of Cully, because she just needed to trust me first. And as a Wiccan, we can that can happen with gods and goddesses. Like I said, the I've been a witch since like 2009, but I didn't get my first statue of Aphrodite till 2013. Again, even though I felt close to Aphrodite, she may not have trusted me at first. So that's why she kind of said, okay, now you can have a statue. Um, again, most of these are from, or I think all of them are from Amazon. So I'll just say that right now. All of my statues are from Amazon. So this one, again, depiction of Mother Earth. So we are all in the womb of the mom, of the mother. And this is just a symbolization, just kind of like this. It's just another symbolization of Gaia, or you could say, what is the other one? Anana, who is the Indian goddess of love. So it's to symbolize basically Ananda giving birth to, as we all do when we have offspring, we all give birth. Well, women do. Men are just along for the ride. No offense, Matt. No offense, but I mean, it's just a symbolization, like I said, symbolization of Mother Earth and fertility and giving birth. All animals do it, even humans, because we all extended from animals. Um, so it's just like the womb of the earth, or the giving birth of, it's more of a spring or a representation of just life in general. And then of course there's like little snakes around here. Like I said, the symbolization of the earth, this is more based on Anana, not really Gaia. This is more Anana. This one here is more based on Gaia. So, and like I said, I just brought them into my home to symbolize home and protection, and then also the reproduction of life, which will come into the next one. And I believe I also got this in 2013,
Yeah,
2013, 2014.
in Germanic culture, there's Mother's Night, and they would stop wars to be able to celebrate it, and there's proof of that. So they respected women enough to stop battle on both sides to celebrate that, which I think is beautiful.
I think that is beautiful. That sounds beautiful. So it comes into the next statue I have, which is a Hawaiian goddess, who is also, it's also a fertility statue, which I think also helped me. I had had a miscarriage in 2015, and my son didn't come till 2016. So after my miscarriage in 2015, which I wasn't very far along, it just didn't work out. But after 2015, I went and bought this fertility statue, and then along came my son. So I think this fertility statue, now I'm touching it. So if I end up expecting, if I end up, doing the deed, it's because of this little person here. The Hawaiians worship this statue because it is for fertility. And then, of course, the belly is big from, going to give birth. So it's just a fertility statue I found. I do have African, like small little African fertility statues, but I don't know where they are. They kind of disappeared. They're so small that they won't stand up on their own. So I had to prop them up with something. They probably fell down somewhere and are hiding somewhere. But yeah, this was my Hawaiian fertility statue that I literally used. And then, like I said, after sorry, my eye's been bothering me all day. It's the bad pollen around here. So anyway, I would recommend that if you are trying to conceive and having issues, I would definitely recommend this person or this one, because I mean, literally I had a miscarriage, and then in 2016, it was October 2015, And then in 2016, I got pregnant again and I had my son. So I really recommend these. But again, don't get them unless you are ready to become parents. Because unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, this one worked. And if you, um, as Wicca or Wiccan, if you say a little prayer to the goddess, I don't even remember her name anymore. God of fertility. It says on the bottom here. Blah blah blah. Oh, you rub the tummy and make a wish. So if you want to get pregnant, you rub the tummy and make a wish. So if I were to say that, I would say, uh, my wish is that I would get pregnant with my soulmate, and then rub the tummy. Okay. Um, so, uh, yeah, so that's when I got it. Like I said, I brought it in because I wanted good fertility. I wanted my son, just not with that person, but that's how it worked out. So I would recommend these statues, like I said, and unless you're not ready to be a parent yet, don't buy these. But you can buy them on Amazon. I think this one was like $20, maybe $25. But the other ones were like $10, $15. But these fertility statues, not unfortunately, fortunately, will work if you use them correctly. So you'll rub the tummy, make the wish, and I mean, look what happened to me. I had my son in 2016. So, um, uh, yeah, highly recommend those. But again, be safe than sorry. If you're not ready to be a parent, don't get one. All right. I think this is the oldest one I have. This is just a general statue of the goddess, the moon goddess. At first, before Aphrodite, I really didn't have anybody, and I just wanted a general representation of the god and goddess. So I went on Amazon and bought this. Now she has a cat here at the side, and then just like symbols, knots, Celtic. This is like a Celtic goddess. She just sits on her throne. This says druid. Okay, druid design. So it could be, because she has so many knots here, this could be a Celtic representation. Now they also have on Amazon. I got this on Amazon in like I think 2012. So definitely older than anything I have ever had. Um, she is a major representation of just not only Celtic goddess, but she's just the feminine energy. She could be used for that. Um, she's the triple moon goddess, as you can see on her head thing here. There's the triple moon there. So this would be good for when you are doing rituals or spells or thank yous to the triple moon goddess. This is expensive. I just got it because I got a I got a Amazon card. Sorry, I have to move my leg is starting to hurt. Okay. Um, yeah, these are expensive. The only reason why I have one is because I had an Amazon card, credit card, and I was able to afford it on that. So these go from anywhere from like $40 to $50 on Amazon. So just be careful with that because I mean, the bigger they are, it seems like the more expensive they are. So I think I got mine for about $50 on Amazon. I need to dust her off too. She's a little dusty. But I recommend this. Like I said, you can even put like little um, offerings. I couldn't think of the word. So you could put little offerings here if you wanted. But again, these are pretty expensive. So just make sure you know what you're getting into before you get into it. Um, and these are on Amazon. All of these are on Amazon last time I checked. And if they're not, they're probably out of stock and you might want to wait till they come back into stock. Sorry, I should go over there. So, like you, I have something that represents the green god or the wood god or the god in general, the god of the woods. So he's just a general representation. He's not really sorry. Keep moving. He's just a general representation of the god. But he retails at about $30 to $40 on Amazon. I got him after I got my goddess representation. So so she's the oldest, but then he's the second oldest. And I'll hold that up. So we have the Wiccan pentagram here, and then we have obviously the god of the woods back here. He holds a staff, yeah, like a wooden staff with leaves coming off of it. Of course, he's the king of the hunt, so he will have antlers from, the hunting side of him. He's everything masculine. He's everything that you would consider masculine. If you just need a general representation, like for example, before Osiris, I really didn't worship a god. So he was my general representation. Like there was no one god that I felt close to. I guess the males just didn't want to come towards me. So he was my general representation. And as you can see, his symbolism. But then there's also symbolism on the back. So like there's people, the pentagrams here, and then he's like the top because he's the king of the hunt. So I love this one. If you like anything that's very neutral, if you just want that masculine entity or masculine energy, this is good. They also have this in bronze and I think in gold, but again, the more expensive you get with it, if it's bronze or I don't know if it's gold or what it is, but this is just not plastic. Oh, they might have it in wood because I think this is something else. It's sealed with gold, it says. Made in China. So anyway, but if you ever want a representation of the god or masculine energy, because you're like me and you're not really close to any one god, like I'm not very close to Loki or Thor or Odin. So unfortunately, I used the representation of it. So and he brings in that masculine energy. So I don't know if you can see right here, there's like two ram heads. There's one here and one here. He's more the Aries, like the Aries and the Leos and the male energy that comes with, because he is the master of the hunt. So if you're like I said, if you're like I am and you just want general representation, this is your way to go. Just be careful, these are expensive. Like my generalization of goddess, it can get very expensive, so just be careful with that because it can get very expensive. And like I said, I didn't buy these all at once. I mean, I've done them over many years, so it's not like I'm made of money or anything. So this one, and I'm not gonna lie, whenever Gods of Egypt, do you know the movie? I think that
No,
came out
actually.
in there's a movie called Gods of Egypt, and it's based around the gods of Egypt. So there's Thor, excuse me. Sorry. Wrong one. So we got Isis, Osiris, we got Horus, and Set. Set is the jealous one who comes and kills Osiris in front of Isis and Horus. If you ever get a chance to look up the gods of Egypt, it's a great movie. And the one that Horus is in love with is this lady who is the Egyptian goddess of love, Hathor. He was in love with her very much so, but she sacrificed herself for Set so that Set didn't kill Horus. He took his eye out, the eye of Horus. So Set will take his eye out and hide it somewhere. And Hathor was at the celebration and she sacrificed herself to Set, giving herself up to him so that he wouldn't kill Horus. So she is the Egyptian goddess of love. I love this one. After I saw that movie, I literally saw this on Amazon. Again, very expensive. It was about $50, $60 because it is big and it has big simulation.
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. And she was gorgeous. I felt after watching the movie, I felt very attached to her because at the time I was still kind of looking for my soulmate. And I believe her and Aphrodite brought my soulmate to me. So then she is not really a main goddess of mine, but she trusted me instantly that after I saw that movie and fell in love with her character, that she allowed me to have her statue. And then of course we have the onyx here. Um, she's not as scantily clad, but she commands power. She is a very big feminine energy. So if you're looking for a very commanding uh, female presence in your life, I think she definitely will fit the picture. Um, because she is the Egyptian goddess of love. Again, you can use her as to pray for love spells or do love spells with her. She's very loving about that. And if, like I said, if it wasn't for her and uh, Aphrodite, I don't think I would have met my soulmate. So this is Hathor. That's Hathor. If you guys are interested, you can look her up again on Amazon, but she is a little expensive. So just if you find a store that you can get these from for cheaper, I would go ahead and recommend and do that. But again, if you feel very and here's a cobra up here on her hat right there. So if any of these statues that I have, I just want to let our audience know, if any of these statues calls to you, as all of them called to me as well, because I believe the goddess or god that they represent called to me and said, yes, I will come into your home. Go and search them out. If you can find better deals than Amazon has them, by all means, please do so and put them somewhere. I don't put Hathor on my altar anymore because she's kind of done her job, but I just don't have the heart to give her away because she's meant so much to me. So I do have her on a shelf, but just kind of hidden. I do have, I want just to say this real quick. Kali is on my altar because she is a goddess that has come into the life to kind of guide me through. And some of them are very dusty. So the next one, um, I do have on my altar, and I've had this uh, again since after I saw the Gods of Egypt, and I'm not sure exactly when that came out. So this is Isis. This is a statue of Isis. Let's put this up here. She spreads her wings. Now in the movie, she used her wings to cover Osiris when Set tries or kills him. She tries to shield him because that's her husband. So if anyone knows the story of Isis, it's very tragic. She is married to Osiris. She's a little dusty. I gotta really clean her. Okay. But she does stay on my altar because she is also another one trying to help me along my way. She is the goddess of childbirth. She's kind of like Demeter in the Greek mythology. So I would say that she came into my life because she's also sort of the goddess of love, but more she's the goddess of the earth and the wheat and childbirth and all that stuff. So people will make offerings to her when they want a good childbirth or a safe childbirth. They will give offerings to Isis. I also have songs dedicated to her so that when I feel in the mood, I will put on some meditation music and it's music to her. There's this beautiful singer and she's Egyptian and she has a beautiful voice and she sings the hymn to Isis. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just I
You
would
have to send that
recommend
to
it.
me.
Yeah, I recommend it to anyone who worships Isis or gives her offerings. I did have like a smaller version of Isis, but I don't know where that is. I think it's in a box somewhere that I never got to. But if anyone's interested, like I said, trying to think, I'm not sure when the Gods of Egypt came out, but when it did, and I watched it for the first time, I think it was in the theaters. Um, I saw this on Amazon for I think $40. So again, these are pretty expensive. So if you can shop around and look for a good deal for these, if Isis calls to you, like she called to me, um, and my teacher also, we used her in. She just did a. She's the goddess of Ostara. Her and Osiris are the god and goddess of Ostara because she's like the mother. She was the mother of Horus, so she's the mother goddess. So they use her in Ostara festivals and chants and stuff. So she called to me along after that movie. Obviously, her and Hathor. I've always been intrigued with Egyptian mythology and their gods. Of course, Amun Ra was the father of Set and also Osiris. And then Osiris and Isis gave birth to, well, technically, Horus has the same story as Jesus. He just came before. He was way before. So Horus was born of a virgin because Set cuts Osiris up in little pieces, and she finds the good part of him and has Horus. Okay, she kind of does the deed. So technically, she was born. She didn't make love with her husband. She just kind of took the good part and used it. So technically, if you want to say he was born of a virgin, that's where the whole Jesus story came from too. They also used some of the stuff from Dionysus. So Horus, Dionysus had come before, but then when they were getting the story of Jesus together, they were literally taking parts of those stories. So Isis is the mother of Horus, and she was very loving of Osiris because she did try to find all his body parts after his brother Set kind of cut him up. So she was the loving mother and wife. And that's why she's like the goddess of uh, home and hearth and childbirth and everything like that. So she definitely is a good part of my life as I am a mother. My soulmate and I will someday die the not, but right now we're just kind of happy with life as we are right now. So, but she has really helped me see things, and she's allowed me to have her on my altar. So I will put her back then on my
The
altar.
internet says 2016 for that movie.
2016. Okay, so um, probably before I got pregnant with my son, I believe, or I might have been pregnant with my son. Um, I actually saw that movie and just loved it, fell in love with it. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do the three statues I have of Hecate. So this is, of course, Osiris. This is Isis's husband, and again, he is the father of Ostara. So she's the mother, and he is the father. He is the god of the underworld. And this is where they got the Jesus resurrection, because once Isis got most of the body parts back, she will resurrect Osiris. Excuse me, Osiris. Um, he uh, he has a lot of things with him. He symbolizes many things. The male energy, of course. Uh, because I dealt with excuse me, because I dealt with Isis and Hathor, Osiris obviously welcomed me to have a statue of him as well. And he does sit not next to Isis, but he sits kind of on my altar at least. So he is on my altar, and he sits there and he will watch over the rituals that I do or the spells that I do. So he is the main god in my life, though I still kind of just would rather have general representation, but he is a good representation of that. So, and he goes on my altar. So, one of these is on my altar. The other two are just kind of scattered around my room. And that's because Hecate watches over me. So the one I'll just show the one real quick that's on my altar. And we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, guys. So this is on my altar. This is Hecate in all of her glory. So of course I love this. And in fact, if I was a wrestler, my wrestling name would be Hecate. And I would come out with a staff with a skull head on it just to freak people out. Of course, she has a snake around her, going around and around. I believe these are flames down here. Then she also has a machete here. Hecate, as everyone knows, was the goddess of the crossroads, the goddess of the spirit communication, and she would also guide the spirits. So many depictions of her. See, there is fire here, so it's like a skull with fire. I just
I
like
was
the
going to say
skull
that.
part.
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
I like the skull part, and I saw this on Amazon. It is expensive. It's like $70. Um, up here on her forehead is the symbol of the Wiccan pentagram, of course, and then she also has the thorny uh, crown, which also reminds me of a thorny crown of Jesus. But her story doesn't match up with anything that Jesus represents. She also has the triple moon here on her stomach, and she also has a necklace, like I have her necklace, which is a key. Okay. This does sit on my altar, and she will watch over my rituals. She is the gatekeeper, and she was also, if you know anything about her story, she was good friends with Persephone, who was the wife of Hades. And in fact, she guided Persephone to her mother Demeter when they were reunited after spending some time in the underworld. Um, she also was a Titan, but she sided with Zeus. So after they defeated the Titans, Zeus let her go anywhere she wanted, and she chose the underworld. Many shows have, not many, some shows have depicted her as evil. She was never evil. Never evil. She's very, very sweet. I've dreamt of her already. I've seen her in a dream. And she was just like my mother. You know, she was like that motherly figure. She was walking me to school, and I went, but we're not going to the right school. But she didn't know that, you know. So I adore Hecate. She is the main goddess that I will kind of call to. She is trying to work with me and my soulmate to get us together, uh, you know, the way we need to be together. So so she's kind of helping me with the wedding plan, so to speak. Let's put it that way. But I love this because, like I said, this was expensive, and there's another one I want to get. It's like $72 on Amazon. It's Hecate. There's all kinds of depictions of her, but this one is the main one, and this is how I saw her in my dream. Her face here, um, very calm, and she's very calm, collected, and she has a very soft demeanor. So don't let all this craziness fool you. She is literally just she's literally just a puppy dog or a kitty cat. Um, so that's the one that's on my altar. There's another one I have. This one sits on my one table, and I have my. I do. You're gonna laugh, because this coincides with my other show. So I have a action figure of Kurt Hennig, or Mr. Perfect, and he doesn't stand up on his own, so I kind of prop him up against Hecate. I was like, I don't think she cares. But this one I love because it has like the symbolism of Samhain. So there's a little pumpkin down here. And of course, she was the keeper of the black dog. So she had Doberman pinchers at her side. Beautiful black dogs. I always love it because, you know, black dogs were my thing. I love black dogs. I love black cats too. I have a black cat. Trust me, she's a little she's a hellion, but I'll tell you what, she is like the softest little child you've ever. She's like me. Okay, okay, I'll feed you. Go away. Um, but she's imprinted on me too, so I can't say anything. I'm her mom. Um, she does have a skull down here, and then of course more pumpkins over here. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like I don't want to say this is like a beach she's on, but it kind of reminds me of that. Um, here's the other dog on the other side. So there's a dog on this side too. I don't know if you can see that. So again, she was the keeper of the dogs, and there's a story behind that, but I don't think I know it very well. Someone She took pity on someone and turned them into a dog, and then they served her. So um, here she has a dagger. So this statue depicts her with a snake, of course, the snake going around, but then also a dagger, and then she has the staff here with the light because she was the guardian that would help spirits to the underworld. So she's always depicted with either some kind of fire or a lantern. She would guide the spirits of the dead to Hades. So I really like this one. She's more of a like a commanding figure. Like she really commands respect. Her face is very intense on this one. On the back of her, there is another snake. So the snake on the back. There's the horse here, and then another horse here. Her dog's tails come together in the back here, so you can tell that there's a dog here, and then there's a dog over here. And I really like this one. It called to me on, of course, Amazon. Now you can get these in all kinds of, made in China. Of course it was. But you can get these in all sorts. You can get it in bronze. Again, you're just going to pay a little more. And I'm not really sure what this one is. I didn't really pay attention. I just said, "Oh, it's Hecate. Ooh, I'm getting it." um, I really recommend if you like Hecate, look her up. She has several statues. All right, and that brings us to the last one I have, which is Hecate. And this one depicts the dogs more. You can see the dogs on both sides of her. Her torch or lantern comes out, and you can put that in her hand. This one is a fun one. Like, I think she's very motherly, but also very lovingly. So you can also see there's another snake around her neck here, and it twists around her. She does have the dagger again in her hand here. So if you can see that right there. Gotta remember everything's reversed. Um, this one, and then of course she has the half moon crescent for like a crown. Um, this one just reminds me of, she was very loving towards animals. She did love dogs, and she loved snakes, and of course the torch that guides the way. The mother of the crossroads, but then the torch to light your way to whatever path you need to go down. This one also does not sit on my altar. It sits over on my other end table over there, because she's guarding. Pretty much, I have her statues. The one is over here, one is over here, and then there's one over here. So she's kind of guarding the room to make sure that no imposters will come in when I do my rituals. And I would see her like a mother to me because my mother wasn't so nice. So she's very, to me, I see her as like a mother. I've never seen her as evil or anything. And I got these. I think this one was first. This one was definitely first, and I want to say 2022, and then a combination of like 2023 is when I got the other statues. Um, because Hecate, like I said, is the main person I talk to, or I will call to when I need her advice or whatever. She's been very loving to me. Like I said, I've seen her in a dream, so I know she's real. Um, I wasn't even thinking about her too, and I saw her as she's depicted. So, um, she was very loving towards me. She was very motherly towards me, um, telling me I'm on the right path and stuff. So I need to, I need to know where I'm going and get there. So, yeah, that's all of my statues. We are coming down to the time limit, but I definitely think that all these statues were. I mean, because if it wasn't for, like I said, I'm not made of money. Now, if the goddesses didn't want me to have them, I'm sure they would have like made sure that I didn't have enough money to get them with. So I believe it was a mutual understanding. Hey, okay, you can have me in your house, but remember that I deserve respect, and I do respect them. When I put them all back, I will, of course, say thank you to each and every one of them for allowing me to have them and own them and have them in my home. So, and they bring with them everything that they were, even in their own myths and more. So they watch over my house, they watch over my son, and they basically watch over my soulmate whenever he's here, and my dad too. So we all, you know, have a mutual respect and understanding that, because if we didn't, then they wouldn't be here. So there's a lot of gods that I didn't feel comfortable with. I do like Freya. I do like Freya. I just don't think she trusts me enough yet to have a statue of her. So there's not that mutual understanding yet. But I did feel love from her because she is the mother goddess of the Norse, and she's also childbirth and love and all that goes with that. So she's much like Hathor. Um, and then, of course, she's also like Isis, the mother goddess. So a combination of both. And that's fine. When she's ready, and I see a statue of her that I like, and she's ready to allow me to have her in my house, she'll give me that okay. So, anything you want to add?
Those are lovely. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I mean, they are, like I said, this is not just a one lump sum, because I'm telling you, I got thousands and thousands of dollars in statues here. Um, they were purchased over many, many years, and the collection of them has gotten to, like I said, that mutual respect and understanding that, hey, I'm going to watch over your house, but you need to respect me and remember that I'm here with you. So I think that with that understanding, that we all get to know that once you purchase a statue, you need to remember that that god or goddess trusts you enough to have them in your home, and you need to respect that. Just be respectful, in your rituals. Just call them in, if they no longer serve you, or you serve them. um I Like I said, Hathor, I used to call to her a lot, but I don't call to her anymore. But I just, like I said, I don't have the heart to give her up. So I just keep her somewhere, and so she can be with me, even though I don't call to her anymore. I feel more connected to her. That she may not be around all the time, but she is always there with me. So there's that. um, Now, do you feel? See, I don't know about the pagan side. But do you feel, Matt, that when you do your pagan rituals, that your god Pan is with you? Do you call to him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I do feel that way.
And you felt that mutual respect and admiration for each other. So I'm guessing that's why he had kind of allowed you to be in your home.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw it, I just knew that was for me. I was like, whoa. There was a lot of statues, but that one just like a light shined right on him, even though, of course, there was light on all of them. But just,
But
I
you just
want,
knew. Just
I
like I
just
knew with
knew.
all my statues, I just knew. And like I said, if it's not meant to be, it won't be. But give the god or goddess a little time to, step into your world and kind of get to know you. Let them, like I said, for years, I didn't even have a statue of Aphrodite. I just had the representations. Um, but then I felt like, Aphrodite trusted me enough, and it could take years. You don't know. It depends on your financial situation and who you feel close to. And again, if that god or goddess wants you to have them in your home, they will send themselves to you. Give me just 1 second. So anyway, to wrap up, guys, basically what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna say some final words. Matt, is there anything you'd like to announce or say?
No, I'm good. Looking forward to Walpurgisnacht, which you call a Beltane. Am I not mistaken?
Beltane, that's right.
Beltane.
Yep.
So
Yep.
very excited about that. I can feel the energies getting going. So
Getting stronger. So,
definitely.
the ones on Beltane, I believe, are the triple goddess. So the statue I have of this triple goddess. I don't have any statues of Kronos. I never really felt close to him. But excuse me. Oh man. So Kronos and the triple goddess, I think, are at Beltane. I'm pretty sure. Uh, Someone check me on that. I'll have to check later if it's wrong, I will correct it next week. So for those who are looking for, statues, you can just do the representations that I showed you, or you can find your specific god or goddess that you call to, or you represent you, or represent how they're going to help you, or how you're going to help them. Because remember, you're helping them too. So next week, what we're going to do is I can't tell you how many skulls I have. In fact, I just got a new one, and you'll see it next week too. Check this out. Is that not cool?
That is so cool.
It was $15 on Amazon. I love it. Now I have another one that has a rattlesnake. This is a cobra, but I have another one that has a rattlesnake. And it's bigger. It's bigger. So we're gonna show. I don't know if you have any skulls, Matt.
I don't actually know.
Okay. So if you between now and next week, if you do see some kind of skull that you are interested in showing, absolutely bring it. I just collect them, not real ones, of course. I don't go to the graveyards and dig them up. They're just fake ones for Halloween. I've been, or Samhain, as we call Samhain. I have loved Samhain since I was a child. I like the whole dressing up and going to other people's houses, and you say trick or treat and they give you candy. Uh, and even with my son, when I do it with my son, I love that. He just goes up, he knocks on the door, and I'm like, trick or treat. Make sure you say it really loud so they can hear you. Because I just love that stuff. I remember doing that as little as I was young as 2 years old, doing it. Now, next week, it will be Saturday is my birthday. So 420 is my birthday. I will be 38 years old. I'm going to have a pro wrestling talk for anyone who is Wiccan and also likes pro wrestling. There is a pro wrestling talk special we have going on. We will have 5, hopefully 6, if we can get Nick Cruz on, who is a big, big, big in politics. He's like bigger than Kit. And yeah, I didn't even know he was a wrestling fan till he posted something about Ric Flair. I was like, oh, come on, Nick. Ric Flair, really? But anyway, if you are into pro wrestling and you want to check that out, it will be Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I believe that's 5 p.m. Central. So 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, Pacific, excuse me, Pacific time. And we're going to talk about the Montreal screw job. That was with Bret
Oh,
Hart. Yes. So if you would like to tune in, Matt, what I suggest for homework, and I told this to Kikabello as well, you want to look up the omnibus of Jim Cornette on the Montreal screw job. He has an omnibus. It's like 4 or 5 hours, just him talking to Brian Last about his role in the Montreal Screwjob, and then also you can if I think you can track it down. It's Hitman Wrestling with Shadows, which was a they were following him around. Camera crew was following around doing a documentary on him. And then the Montreal Screwjob happens, and they're kind of running around like, "What do we do? What do we do?"
I think I've seen that years
Okay,
ago, but yeah.
so Hitman Wrestling with Shadows, and then of course there's also a Dark Side of the Ring, the Montreal Screwjob. So if you want to refresh yourself or you haven't seen any of those, I recommend those for the show, just so you're kind of up on the thing. I will kind of do Kurt's thing. I believe Kurt said he was on Brett's side, but because Rick Rude was on his side. So Rick Rude was on Brett's side because they all hung out together. But anyway, this is Black Magic Talk. So next week we're going to talk about skulls, and skulls. Like I said, I have a collection of them. I just showed you one. I can show you. I don't know if I have one up there. I don't know where my skull bones went to. I think it's over here. But anyway, I'll take it off. And I have, a cross and skull bones. Someone gave that to me. A friend of mine gave that to me because they knew I like skulls and I like cross bones and stuff. So that will be next week. As far as this week is concerned, thank you all for participating. And I'd like to thank Matt for coming on here and doing the show. I had a lot of fun explaining all my collection of statues. And like I said, don't be worried if you don't have the money to get statues. Totally understandable. You can still use the representation, or you can still call to that god or goddess. I'm pretty sure they just want to get to know you personally before they have statues in your home and will protect your home. So but I thank you for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always direct message us. My X link will be in the description field for everything, for Black Magic Talk, for Kurt Hennig is the Best Change My Mind podcast, for Pro Wrestling Talk. If you have any questions, click on those links. Send me, send me a DM, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have, I am trying to get a Patreon for Black Magic Talk right now. I'm not exactly sure how to go about that or what to do the tiers for. So I'm kind of waiting for Hecate to guide me on that one for right now. But if you do want to give to the show, you will have to go on the Kurt Hennig Was the Best Change My Mind podcast Patreon. Again, it will be down below. If you want to do $1, $3, $5, or $10, you can do that. If you just want to support the show for any reason, if you do like pro wrestling and you want to just click on a tier and support me, you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Again, don't be shy. I'm not going to get mad if you can't do it. If you can't do it, that's fine. I understand. We're not made of money these days. But just give if you can. And if you like what you hear, sub, like, comment, and share, and tell all your Wiccan friends about us. And we'll see you on the flip side, guys. So blessed be. See ya.